for what's going on in this in the format, because it's a lot different than it was in the last season of CEVO.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a round of 8 match, so the winner of this will move on to the semifinals to qualify for the first slot for LAN. Loser gets eliminated, but we're running 4 back-to-back-to-back brackets, basically, and so that's how we're going to get our 4 teams from NA. Same thing's happening in Europe. So that's basically what they're playing for. So it's not like a weekly round robin type thing. It's straight up, you know, single elimination best of 3 brackets. And this is the first one. Like I said, this is a round of 8 match between OpTic and AGG, as we are about to get live here in the pistol round. We're on Mirage. This was, of course, AGG's map pick. So OpTic got to choose side. They will go CT side first. We're going to see Daps and Rush get very aggressive here on this A ramp.
Yeah, they might even catch him as soon as the nakes come out. And Daps is going to peek first, spots 2 of them there, knows that the other guys are going to come out towards that palace. The trades they're also moving towards this palace side that actually gets the backstab onto Daps and Rush respectively. But Nafly gets a double kill in the zone to even things up in a 3 versus 3. And Ocean is actually very low in HP. At least he's going to be able to get this bomb plant. Rotation is going to be coming through from OpTic Gaming right now, from Staircase and from Jungle. But we have some good positioning right now for AGG after this plant, setting up that crossfire inside CT spawn.
Yeah, it's looking really good for AGG right now, but we'll see if the retake can set in here as OpTic is going to get that first kill onto Ocean. The last 2 for AGG in CT spawn. Twist firing off, able to get a couple of kills, leaving Shazam all by himself, and there's pretty much no chance at this point. They have such a powerful crossfire in CT spawn, but hold the phone. They're giving him a couple of 1v1s, but he runs out of bullets and invert. He'll hold on. That's just a good round from AGG. Just winning that initial duel on the aggression from OpTic and then being able to get control of CT spawn like that makes it so much easier to win around today.
Yeah, and if you guys are new, actually, to seeing AGG, the last time we casted them against Splice, the 2 people that actually really stepped up for this terrorist team were the newcomers, the young kids, the young guns, Twist and Invert. And already, they're the only fraggers of that round that won that pistol round single-handedly for AGG against OpTic Gaming. And if somebody's going to have to stand up and put up a fight against OpTic Gaming, you could definitely count on Twist and on Invert.
Yeah, Twist is actually the youngest professional player in North American CSGO right now. If I'm not mistaken, he is 16 years old. So,
what Elise used to be.
Yeah, I think Elise is now 18, actually.
Yeah.
Nitro, like 19 or 20 or something like that, so...
Well, we are going to go on a force buy still for OpTic Gaming in this second round. Double scout set up, actually, with, I guess we could call it a glass cannon scout. But they're going to molly out towards this window side, and that's going to be Big Daddy-O mollying it out. And we're going to creep up towards this catwalk side and try to take control of this middle. We actually have 4 guys posted up on T side to try to cover things up. Navfly is actually looking on that cat from that window side just on that ledge. But as he's pre-firing those shots, that position's given away. This is something that's actually nice, and we see quite often as well, Dust. Having that player on the top of the connector side, right by the opposite of that wooden wall, he actually catches a lot of people on rotation and does a very good job as a lurk at that spot.
Yeah, if you're hitting B, that's a perfect spot for Rue to have. If you're hitting A, the perfect spot's kind of ladder room. So just being able to have that peripheral roll there to hold off the rotates, really nice of them to be working that mid control. Now they're getting inside the B bomb site, but it's getting a little bit dicey in here. OpTic's got a couple of kills thanks to Stanislaw's Deeg, and now it's a 3-on-3 with the bomb down, and they're running out of time.
The Deeg. Can he get the Deeg on the O-Deeg? But a big flank. That's what we're talking about, that connector side. Great patience play. Takes down the first with a whiff of a spray, but at least get some help from Else there for that second kill. And he shot 20 bullets, 15 bullets until he finally turned around. That second person in there, I think it was Shazam. Anyways, Daps is going to be the last man standing, 3 versus 1. And at this point, he is going to be looking for some exits. He's going to hear Ocean come across, gets the first one, but quickly traded out there by Ruru. So it's going to be 2-0. But so far, some damage done, but they've invested a lot for that, Dust.
Yeah, they definitely have to do a little bit of rebuying here, maybe a bit more than they had hoped for. So it's OpTic somewhat keeping the economy of AGG in check. So, of course, they're not really going to be able to punish until the next round, as they will be pretty much on a full save this time around. No scouts or anything in play, no armor, but there's a couple of upgraded pistols. We did see Stanislaw with that Deagle get a couple of kills in the last round, so maybe we can see if he can do something else here. It's a pretty standard setup here for OpTic. They're pretty much in their default CT setup now. Rush getting a little bit more aggressive than usual on Catwalk, but otherwise, this is what you'll probably see on most gun rounds, as there's going to be an upper B rush now from AGG.
Yeah, Daps is going to hear the footsteps. He's about to get taken down here. He manages to at least do a bit of damage, but the B-bomb side is already open. Shazam looking for the kill with the pulse range against Ocean if he can, but he's smoked out, so he can't even make it out towards that market side. Nades are coming through as well. That's going to hurt him down to 13 HP. And Naf and Stanislaw just right beside him by the cash register inside this market side. But at this point, you have, once again, Ruru on that big flank. He does have the Mag 10s, and this time he's connects. But just like that, the last few guys will drop down inside the market side. So it's going to be 3 unanswered rounds for Team AGG, and because of that as well, and that investment, they don't have enough for an AWP for OpTic Gaming, which could actually still put AGG in a good spot. Because you will see this force buy coming through. Well, not really a force buy, the standard gun round coming through, but no AWP. Money's going to reset if they lose this one again because they bought all the way down to 0. Things are looking good for the T side.
And even Naf is just on the scout here, which we know the scout can be powerful on this map for sure. It's one of the jumping shots you can hit, but still a little bit less than ideal as it will be OpTic again just opening up default. Shazam middle, Rush getting aggressive at Cat. Smoke is going to block any vision there from Shazam. They'll try to float back over towards connector. Meanwhile, Rush does get inside ladder room to try to keep an eye on anyone trying to come up underneath the window. And again, just solid mid control here from AGG with 4 of their players. But what will they do with it? The last couple of rounds, they've been able to, do some good work getting in the sights, but now they're up against 4 rifles, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Rush has a chance here to really blow this up.
Yeah, Twist, though, gets a nice pick as he walks in, gets the flank headshot. And then they're going to try to move in towards this catwalk side. Actually, they're just going to try to sell a bait. The bomb's actually moving back towards T-spawn, and a great job by Daps to actually trade it back on a 4 versus 4, so that actually gives less of a map control for AGG right now. But they will try to execute up towards this A bomb side, because again, Ruru's up towards that top of that connector, lurking around, but at 19 HP. He's going to try to see if he can catch somebody off the rotation on the jungle side, but at this point, you see him backing up a bit, because he's exposed on catwalk as well. And Ellis gets a nice pick there inside Palace. So you'll see that rotation coming through from that minimap. And Ruru will have to try to get that information to see if Daps is moving out there towards Catwalk. But the timing's better for Daps. Makes his way towards that ladder room. And Ruru's about to come head-to-head against 2 guys out there. Meanwhile, we are taking control of this A bomb site. We smoked out towards spawn as well. And there's Ocean falling first. And they actually dropped the bomb carrier. So now Shazam playing towards that jungle side. That Flash is actually going to give a chance for Ruru to get the kill. So Nafly last man standing, 3 versus 1. Invert at 4 HP, Ruru at 19, Els at 35. But Naf doesn't know that, so he's going to opt to save his scout for this round here.
Really well done there by AGG, man. Like, they just look really well run at this point. Just the way they're approaching the map. I mean, just really nice. They're well organized. They're hitting their shots. I think the big shot there was Els killing Stanislaw and Palace. That was kind of the one that tilted the balance back in AGG's favor. It was pretty even up until that point. Also being able to hold off their retake. I mean, everyone pitched in there for AGG for the most part. All except Ocean had frags on the round. And yeah, Naf just looking to try to see if he can't save the scout and head armor for next round. As it's going to be pretty much the only thing they have to work with. As they'll have to take a pretty big save. He does actually even get an M4. But again, that's all they'll really have. So we'll have to see what they want to do with it here. See if they can have an impact. But it's very likely going to be AGG taking a 5-0 lead in this game.
And on top of that, they'll have an AWP in the hands of Invert, so that's going to put a lot of firepower for AGG right now. Even I'm trying to see what spawn he has. He does have a spawn for sort of a B take, if he wanted to, but he's going to opt that to move towards this mid side to take control of that. Meanwhile, you do have this force buy coming in from OpTic Gaming. Like I said, they bought down to 0. They want to force it again with the bonus that they have, but they only have a submachine gun and a CZ, 2 FAMASas to work with. I don't know if this was actually a smart move to go for that buy.
Just depends on how much you want to rely on your Op or Shazam to be able to get you something going a little bit later on down the road. It's going to be far off from getting that now unless they pick one up. But Naf on the aggression with Stanislaw able to get an early pick here. So they've been really aggressive on the safe side of the map. This time it's finally going to pay off. Rush also picking up one. Twist does trade back, but they're still in a 3 versus 4. Trying to get in the B. Daps is just hiding upper. Shazam already has rotated here inside the market. Rush getting caught with a nade out there, and Shazam will finish him off. And now CT side may have this. The force may pay out.
Yeah, sometimes somehow they're holding it, but they spot Shazam now towards that vent side. He does manage to get the spray onto Ruru, down to 20 HP. It's 2 versus 2, and Twist goes to work with Ruru at the same time, both simultaneously dropping Nafly and Stan, and it's clutched back into their favor to get that 5-0 scoreline. And at this point, you mentioned it, you want to try to get Shazam with an AWP to try to get some firepower and some openings on the CT side, which is, again, why I'm asking, was it smart for them to go on that buy that previous round? Because now they're still forced on another broken buy. Daps only with the CZ. Yes, he's able to produce a lot of damage with that CZ from the way he plays it usually, but still.
I think it's just, obviously the mentality that these rounds are so close, they're only a couple of kills away from winning. This time they're just going to storm up mid and take out everyone. Stanislaw with 2, Rush with 1.
Okay.
And this pans out a lot. And yeah, I think it was prior to this round, obviously now we know that it worked out, right? But
Yeah.
even in the past couple of rounds where they were kind of forcing up, they were killing 3 people. Like the round before this one, they were very close to winning. So I think it was like, hey, we're on the verge of breaking them. Let's just go for it again this time. I mean, they've all but done it. They're even going to be able to collect an op for Shazam. So, hey, if you can't afford it, recycling one still works out just the same.
That's for sure. Now there's 110 left on the clock. The bomb is down just on the top of mid. They have no idea where Else is at, but Else is just holding it around that nook of their doorway. He's going to try to go for at least a few kills, maybe, if not save this for a whole minute, which I doubt. But he's up against a full-man roster. He's totally blinded out, too. Big opening for Stanislav, who gets a nice, actually big 3-kill for that round, all thanks to that quick push that they had up middle. They actually caught AGG really off guard from that push.
I think AGG was for sure OpTic was saving that time.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, they just forced and lost. They should be actually saving this time. And yeah, so it definitely caught them off guard.
Well, finally, they're on the scoreboard. Shazam does have an op. And the rest of AGG going for that buy AK's 1 Galil, so no op in the hands of Invert, because now that he had one the last round, couldn't do anything with it. And they're just trying to split up a bit, trying to take control of this mid. Meanwhile, look at this aggressive push on Hopper B. And Rush goes face-to-face against Ruru, and after that kill, they decide to fall back. But unfortunately, Twist was a little bit too far to go for a trade there, so he's just going to stay at upper B. Daps is going to go for that jump peek now, and he's going to scout it from there. But meanwhile, things will stay calm, with them just lurking around, still trying to take control slowly of this middle for Team AGG.
So it's just aggression all across the map from OpTic. They've pushed mid, they've pushed A, now they're pushing upper B. And lately here, it's paid off. They're able to get Ruru for free, able to back down now, and just kind of set up default once again.
Just all out B then, I guess they're going to try. They're going to get for that, they're going to go for the execution here towards this B bomb site. But Rush is playing it towards Get Right. Daps is towards his left nook, but that volley's going to force him out. They're spraying across. He burns down, but at least he gets the first kill onto Invert. And because of those 2 incendiary grenades, that's going to slow things down on that Rush, giving plenty of time for OG to rotate. Rush still playing towards that Get Right area. Gets one. Ocean now the last man standing. Quickly swept away by Stanislav. And that's 2 rounds in a row for OpTic Gaming, where we'll finally see AGG on a save with OpTic Gaming trying to close this gap.
And doing a great job. Again, it's just the aggression starting to pay off finally. You know, what else can you really say? This OpTic being able to get initial 5-on-4 on that round without taking too much damage. The round before that, they just steamrolled AGG up mid. And now they actually finally have, you know, taken a hit. Or excuse me, they've made AGG take a hit on their funds. And now they're going to be on an actual savior with just P250s. 1 flash on Invert. They're all gathered up in Palace. So they're just going to try to waterfall out here, see if they can't get a bomb plant at least. That's going to be about all they can hope for.
Yeah, it's smoked out at the same time. It's flash from A-Ramp, but they still make it out. Actually, all 3 of them stream through, and none of them get damaged. But the bomb is now down. Nafly and Stanislav line them all up, actually. Stan with another 3K. This is, what, his 2nd or 3rd one? But still, I like the idea of Daps buying an MP9 that previous round, because he knows the economy. He knows AGG was on the save. He was hoping for a rush towards that B side to pick up some frags and pick up some economy, but at the same time, he's actually going to choose to keep it, knowing that AGG is going to be on a full gun round. So I'm not quite sure what's going through with the reasoning why he's going to try to keep it here, Des. What do you think?
I don't know. I see players do this all the time. Maybe just trying to see if you can get a little bit more money out of it because funds are a bit lower. I'm not really sure. Maybe they just miscalculated, maybe thinking AGG was going to have to like double save or something so you can make some free money, but he's playing a position where it could be effective. As you do see him getting up close on Twist, he will in fact get the kill, but it's still a man advantage here for AGG. But there's a lot of low HP players here that Dats could still pick off with this SMG, regardless of its lack of firepower.
Yeah, and that nade is going to actually heavily damage Else as well. Big flash is coming through. Rush peeks out for the kill onto Ocean. This is looking good to be OpTic Gaming's round, but at the same time, you can't discount it. Invert's still alive. Else getting the first kill. Else getting the 2nd kill. It's a 1 versus 1, and Rush picks up the last 2 from the staircase, salvages the AWP, and now the money is in the bank for OG. Look at him. All of them over 10K except for Rush, but he did salvage the AWP. But again, I mean, I thought it was going to be AGG's round to start because of the aggressive play that Stan and Naf kind of tried to do, like the pistol round, where they had 2 guys just push down the A ramp. Already the first one died, and then Nafly only had 19 HP falling back into the site. But somehow, it still worked out because of Rush and Stanislav.
Yeah. I mean,
Or Dap, sorry.
it's a dangerous push to deal with, though, because a lot of teams are setting up their nades outside, and if you time it just right, you catch a bunch of people just lining up smokes, and you could just completely blow them up. Didn't quite work out that way, but what a recovery from Rush. He was really key on that round, rotating stairs from Catwalk and getting 3 kills on the round to make sure that he kept it for OpTic. Now they have 4 in a row. And like you said, they built up their bank, money real low for AGG. They're just trying to spread out all across the map and look for pick, but they're not finding anything. As OpTic are going to tie this thing up now. And that's good news for them because it was looking really scary there in the beginning of this game for OpTic.
Even then, like, maybe the damage is already done, right? You won the first 5 rounds, you turn things around, you actually capitalize on the gambles that OpTic kind of did with the forced gun rounds on that 3rd and 4th round. But then that 5th round, they went for another forced buy where it actually turned in favor of OpTic Gaming. Now we're back to a tied score, but again, 5 rounds on T side. It could still be very good if they continue the winning that pistol round and coming back. I mean, it's just AGG's map. But so far, OpTic Gaming, since that eco that they won, or that force buy that they won, have been unstoppable pretty much.
And we see OpTic just content to keep challenging mid. I think they know that they lost the first few rounds because of how much room they gave AGG to work with here in middle, and their answer to that has been to just contest it directly, either by pushing mid or by pushing the periphery and getting an early pick. So it's just been all-out aggression from OpTic pretty much the past 5 rounds in a row, someplace on this map, and it's been effective now as, again, they get an opening pick onto Ruru. Naf does take a lot of damage, but again, they're able to just get their first kill, fall back, and play a 5-on-4, and they've been successful converting these.
3 guys, though, lurking up towards this mid side. It's going to be Stanislaw just around the corner. Rush does have some support there from that cat side, but looks like the T's are going to decide to fall back and try to work towards this upper ramp. But Daps is waiting there just on the top of the sofa, lazing it out, lounging it with an MP9, trying to play close range, and they're about to come in close. Alice is going to be the first one at the point, the bomb on the back of Ocean. 40 seconds left on the clock, so at this point, they'll have to at least try to commit here, especially with nobody lurking around. You know that this is going to be pretty much a B execute if they manage to get this kill onto Dap. So they spot the first one, he's going to bait it out, gets the first, lines up a second, almost a third as Ocean has 15 HP. And yes, he proves me wrong with the MP9 that he purchased, that it's good enough. Now 20 seconds left on the clock. Rush spots the last 2, but still entry by Twist, at least inside B. That's a 2, make that a 3 versus 1, and Stanislaw going to work still. A double kill for this round here, but a great job by OpTic Gaming. And you mentioned it, Dust. I mean, they went aggressively towards mid, but like you said, they're pushing at different areas of the map. One round it's mid, one round it's A ramp. Actually, the first round was A ramp, then it was mid. And while that mid push happened in that last round, you also had Shazam push up towards the Palace side with the AWP. So these guys are being very aggressive for OpTic Gaming for all corners of the map.
And that push upper B is what allowed OpTic to rotate a little bit better. Not that it mattered. Daps just got 2 kills by himself with the MP9, which pretty much blew that round up. But getting the information to get the rotate if it was necessary was big on that push Palace. And OpTic, once again, setting up a bit aggressive. Not so much. The smoke actually missed. There's a little bit of a gap there where Rush could actually spot someone crossing. But, the timing. I think he did still see Ocean, though. Going to get a nade out there onto him. Doing a little bit of damage. But this time around, OpTic not going to keep the aggression up. They are starting to kind of fall back in more default roles. But Naf will catch one here at Connector. And that's, again, an opening 5-on-4 very early in the round here for OpTic. And we'll see if AGG can recover. And it looks like they want to split this A-bomb set up Connector and A-ramp.
Yeah, and that's the second time where Twist was just a second too late to come out for that trade. Ocean's going to jump through that window. He's going to try to catch some people off the rotation. Stanislaw, though, getting a kill onto Twist. Ocean capitalizes at least onto Rush, but to the loss of a few more teammates, Scout does not come in favor for Invert, so Ocean's going to be the last man standing and sprayed through smoke. Picked off by Nafly. It's going to be 7-5, with now 7 unanswered rounds, this time for OpTic Gaming. That green wall is finally coming into effect. They lay down those bricks. First off, it was the cementing part. They needed for the bricks to actually
You're just
dry off.
The reference game is on point. You're just taking it as far as you can, just milking it for everything that it's worth.
I was almost there. I was done in like 2 sentences, but
I was just waiting to see what other words related to walls or bricks you were going to throw into that and just see how long you could make the reference last. But I'm sure the OpTic fans appreciate it over there.
For sure.
But anyway, I think that round, AGG just needed to let Ocean develop that play a little bit more. I think they peaked a little bit too early at A while Ocean had window control, and you saw he picked up Rush actually rotating. So if they would have given Ocean a little bit more time, I think they actually could have made that still work, but they just didn't quite nail it, and OpTic have been successful, and they are up 7 rounds in a row. We see a timeout. I have to assume this is tactical from AGG, given the situation we're in now. And I'm trying to. I mean, what they were doing earlier was work. I think at this point, it's just like, hey guys, we just gotta not fall prey to this aggression. Maybe sit back in mid a little bit longer, just to make sure they're not pushing you mid. And just you got to hit your shots on these peripheral players for AGG. You just got to hit your shots when they push into you.
Surprisingly,
you punish them.
Ocean has 5 kills, but a 0% headshot percentage. But one person that really steps up for me this game so far that's helping OpTic Gaming get to this scoreline, although it doesn't really show that much in terms of efficacy, is Stanislaw. Yeah, he's plus 6, but look at this. He has 2 2Ks, 2 3Ks, and he was the player that actually helped really the rest of the guys for OpTic Gaming to retake sites. So, and even him holding sites on his own when he was still alive towards that A side playing that ticket boost. So,
yep.
I gotta say, Stanislaw is playing that very well for OpTic Gaming on the CT side, bringing it back, helping them bring it back. And Rush, even though we saw him go nuts as well for a few rounds, he's 7 and 8.
As it looks like we are going to be seeing AGG set up here on kind of a slight force. They'll still have plenty of money next round regardless, but they're going to try to see if they can't make something happen here with these Tech 9s. It's going to execute this A-bomb site real heavy. Twist inside Palace. Everyone else up A-ramp. Smokes are out. They're trying to plant inside the smoke. Stanislaw, though, going to push through. Going to get a kill onto Invert. And another. He's going to deny this bomb plant. Now everyone else from OpTic can chime in. And the man you were mentioning literally broke that round by himself. We'll see if AGG can recover. They do still get a 2-on-2, but now they're just getting tapped out. Els is the only one left with 4 HP, and now he'll be dealt with, and that's it. OpTic up 8-5. And again, I think it's Stanislaw, a big part of that round win.
For sure. I mean, even then, yeah, Stanislaw was actually playing towards that staircase. That was like actually that weakness, I guess, from AGG for going for that plant inside that A site. You're actually don't have any more smokes to smoke out towards jungle side and towards the stairs. So you really just have to try to rush out as soon as you can and try to get some trades up towards that that staircase side, which they tried to do. Sorry, but.
I think honestly, Stanislaw just pushed the smoke and killed 2 people. They should have been able to trade him, and they couldn't. That was really the problem that round, actually. The smokes were there. Stan just didn't care. Balls of steel pushed it.
Well, he played at angle side too, right? He was in front of that smoke from connector, but he was still missing that stairs one. Unfortunately, it was all used towards the A site. Nonetheless, though, in this round, look how aggressive Rush pushed out towards that upper B. Got that first kill onto Ruru. Quick flashes coming towards this A-bomb site as AGG are trying to execute towards this A side. At least the smokes this time works for the jungle and staircase. Els is actually going to try to run through this smoke and through a pop flash that he gave himself, but it's traded out 1-for-1, so it's still a 1-man advantage for OpTic Gaming. The Rush is still very low on HP. They at least are able to get the bomb plant for Catwalk now. Invert playing towards close the bench to try to get this fight against Daps 1 versus 1. Puts him down to 21, but it's going to be now a 2-man advantage for the CT side. Ocean headshotted as Shazam drops on the floor. It's up to Twist. He could maybe do it. Big flash coming through, but never expected Nap to jump on the top there from the bomb boxes into the balcony area to get the kill. Now it's 9-5, 9 unanswered rounds going into the last round of the first half, and finishing this half as well with 2 guys at 16k, and that's Shazam and Nafly. So you could tell that these guys have been hot overall.
I think it's just OpTic Gaming woke up, started hitting their shots. I mean, you can see AGG has tried to speed things up a bit. Like most of the rounds they were winning earlier on, they were just kind of, that slow, methodical play, getting mid-control, splitting a side off of it. Now that's not been working anymore because they're getting killed by aggression or just straight up not able to trade efficiently. So now they're trying to ramp up the tempo a little bit, see if they can't catch OpTic off guard, but they've been shut down twice that way. And look at this, that's and Stanislaw, they're pushing A again. Now they have all this information.
Yeah. Thing is, though, Nafly is playing B by himself, so this could be very dangerous, especially with Els. Swats and misses the spray! Oh no, that's huge. Now the T's are actually coming back towards the T-spawn as well, but that gives enough time for Stanislaw to just retreat back into the A-bomb site. And because of that, AGG says, all right, well, we'll just try to work back towards this mid side. That could have been huge right there to give a better chance for AGG, but somehow Els really
I think he jumped the gun a bit. If he would let Stanislaw walk out a bit more, the wall wouldn't have blocked it anymore, and he would have been able to get the free kill still.
For sure.
He missed like his timing window there.
Maybe he expected Stan to just stay towards that wall as well, because he never really followed through towards that spray. Anyways, they do molly out towards this window side. They are going to try to go for this mid-crawl for Ruru, and then work back towards this B-bomb side, where at least this time Nafly is not playing it alone. He has some support from Shazam. Actually, look at that. They're rotating all the way back towards T-spawn, and they're getting ready to execute towards A. So you will hopefully get Ruru get some action towards that jungle side.
Yeah, this is going to be the playmaker right here. If Ruru can get on to someone that's not paying attention, because Stanislaw and Russ are obviously going to be preoccupied here by this A execute coming in. Daps is going to start making his way towards connector, but will he actually check Ruru? It seems like he has a good idea. He's keeping his eye on it, and now they'll get mollied out. So really good team play here from OpTic, just flushing players out, and now they're hitting their shots, and AGG just get decimated. It's 10-5 in favor of OpTic, and that's 10 unanswered rounds to get there. So they really picked it up after the slow start.
16-5?
We'll see how pistol goes.
I mean, where do you think it just started falling apart there for OpTic Gaming? They should have expected these aggressive push coming in from OpTic Gaming side every single round, but somehow they never really played angles where they would try to stop these aggressive pushes or capitalize on it.
Well, Els had one there on that last round. Or not the last round, the round before that, and just missed. You know what I mean? There was a lot of that. There was a lot of missing going on. Like, think about that one round Stanislaw pushed a smoke on their A execute. They just missed. He got 2 kills before he got traded. That's just inefficient trading at that point, you know what I mean? And that happens sometimes. People, I don't think AGG did anything wrong strategically. They weren't necessarily making a whole lot of mistakes. They were just having some missed shots. And again, OpTic, who was struggling to get some frags early on, warmed up, and then they were fine. They were able to start landing things, and early on their aggression didn't work so much, but towards the middle of the half it really started to pick up and be successful.
I still find it quite interesting that within 15 rounds there's only been 2 bomb plants. The rest of the times it's just all-out fragging where AGG just got dismantled by OpTic Gaming every single time. I mean, even when they try to work towards that B bomb side, I don't even think the first button was ever pushed on that bomb when they started getting those gun rounds. So a very good job by OpTic Gaming so far. Let's see if they can continue here on T side, as it is now still the first map in the best out of 3 season 9 for CEVO Pro League between OpTic Gaming and AGG, and we will have Daps trying to lurk towards this upper B. He's going to spot Ocean first, but nonetheless, he's actually the type of guy that's going to try to sell a fake. Meanwhile, though, you do have Ruru that pushed all the way up towards middle, so he does have a bit of information there, but you still see a stack towards his B side. So they probably think that they have him pinched towards his B side because you still have also that number 8 invert watching the underpass. And on top of that, Daps gets a kill, so he's going to force a huge rotate, leaving right now Twist by himself inside the A bomb site against a 4-man roster, and Daps gets a second kill, and this is huge for him. What a huge fake. Well,
that's literally the dream scenario for Daps, is to fake and get both kills. And at that point, you have to honor that it's going to be an upper B pit. What choice do you have? You've lost your members. And now OpTic just going to, capitalize on all that, and they're going to win the pistol. They're up 11-5. They're setting themselves up to get a 13-5 lead now.
16-5?
We'll see what happens to the opening gun round. you keep pressuring me. Stop bullying me, Vansilli. For answers, man.
Did you see Ruru on that flank with that USP somehow not connecting against his opponent? I think it shot 10 bullets, gave enough time for the bomb.
You almost wonder if they're maybe getting like a little bit tilted, and it's causing them to struggle on hitting some shots that they were hitting just fine before. I don't know. There's no telling what's going on in their private.
If not, Glocks.
TeamSpeak or whatever. Oh man, the Glocks reference.
So now we do have a stack inside this B bomb site for AGG. You do have Invert playing towards the bench side. Els trying to lurk out towards this van, trying to pop and get some information, while you have Ocean boosted at that spot. I remember maybe a season or 2 ago when Ocean was boosted at that spot and totally failed a spray there inside that B bomb site. So hopefully after 2 seasons he could redeem himself there. Meanwhile, though, you do have OpTic Gaming.
You leave Kokono alone, Vansilli.
Big Daddy.
Give me your energy chat.
It is going to be Daps going to try to get some information again. Molly forcing an opponent out. He's going to see him drop down. And he also spotted a second guy actually in the back of the bench. So he's really forcing Els to dance around here, around that van area. Selling that fake, and that's a 4th man rotating towards that market side. So you will try to get Rush lurking around to get the opener, possibly inside the A bomb site. But the rotation's already back from T side to execute at A. So one more time, it's going to be a 4 versus 1 inside A, with Twist playing under that balcony. So he's going to have to come up huge, get at least 1 kill. He hears the footsteps, lines it up, gets the first one, reloads, but gets caught in his reload, picked off by Nafly. Enough time for Els at least to rotate around, but he gets killed there by Rush. Ruru going for that trade. At least it's a 3 versus 3. And that's, again, enough time for the CTs to rotate from jungle. So still no bomb plant yet. 13 seconds left on the clock. Thankfully, though, they are mopping up the kills. And Stanislav gets the last one onto Ocean. And it's now going to be 13-5. And here's that first gun round. 16-5?
Not that first gun round yet.
Oh, sorry.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a third round.
Okay.
Before the fourth one.
It happens.
It's been one of those long days. I feel
Now
like
I'm just
not
giving you a
in it
hard
right
time.
now. Hey, it happens.
We'll get in the zone.
I have my bad days. I have my bad days. Give me a map. Give me a map. Well, Nafly is going to see the first one. Twist trying to lurk out towards his bomb site. Didn't know if there was two guys before, but now he definitely knows that they're both there. And Rush steals that kill away at triple box. Nafly is still pushing on top of the stairs. The A side is now open. He's pushing all the way towards that jungle side. Ocean waiting for him, but no armor. He gets shredded through towards that Mac 10. So Else, Invert, last two to go. Invert just in that smoke, waiting to lurk out towards that ticket booth. Quickly dispatched there by Rush. So at this point, Else has invested on $300 for the D250. But Nafly says, nope, give me some more. $600 on that kill. Also dropping a 20 bomb so far in this matchup. And we'll finally see this gun round.
A CSGO update has been detected.
Oh, see you guys
I don't know what that
tomorrow.
is. Yep, later, guys. Just kidding. As if we do need to patch it, it'll take place after this map is over, so it won't interfere with this game. Maybe, hopefully, it won't cause too big of a delay between maps either. We'll have to see. As we are gonna get into the first gun round here. Pretty standard stuff thus far.
Yeah, it's always just Daps looking around, looking for that information. And that's something that's really good, at least. I mean, you're really preventing AGG from getting actually any support towards that mid side. You only have one guy playing it there, and it's going to be Invert. And Invert only has an M4 because they weren't able to get enough kills in the first few rounds to purchase an AWP and watch his mid side. So middle is very weak so far, with them smoking out towards that window side. Speaking about OpTic Gaming, getting ready to lurk up that mid as well. It's going to be Rush playing that corner on the top of that connector side. But as soon as that smoke dissipates, he's going to try to get an entry there against or Ruru or Twist. Most likely is going to be Twist who's holding towards that trip box.
So with mid control here, OpTic is starting to shift that bomb towards upper B. Maybe they're just going to try to push his in there and see if he can't get a pick or something like that with Daps. As Nap just holds over here at A, he's going to cut off these rotates. So yeah, it's going to be a split here. As Rush has been able to get up the catwalk as well. So now it's definitely going to be a commitment to the B-bomb site here. It's Shazam and Daps and company able to get inside this site, doing a lot of damage. It's a 3-on-3 though. Invert tries to flank, but Rush picking up on it. Shazam catching Ocean, and now it's finally just triggered. AG's final, or excuse me, OG has now taken a huge lead at this point, and they will just go ahead and finish it off. So opening gun round goes in favor of OpTic, and so your whole 16-5 question. Yeah, it's looking a little bit more likely now. Yeah.
Especially CT side, they're pretty much broke right now. They have to decide if they want to play for a tie or just force buy. And at this point, whatever they're buying doesn't work for them for AGG. I mean, if I was in Twist shoes, I'd be a little bit disappointed with the performance of my team. Single-handedly carrying them so far at 14 and 17. Invert and Ruru both at 8, even Else, all three of them at 8. But unfortunately, they can't get any rounds into their favor since the first 5 gun rounds, or the first 5 rounds of this map. Twist looking for an opener right now towards this A bomb site as they're slowly lurking up here on the T side. Meanwhile, a 4-man stack for the CTs at mid trying to take control there, and Stanislav was able to hold out that fake. At least Twist gets that 1 dig, draws the bomb carrier, but they clear it out. Rotations coming through. Nice long range there with the CZ, putting Daps down to 10 HP, and Invert getting a 1 dig onto Nas, so maybe they're turning things around, but Shazam still clear on the side. The bomb is down. Stanislav clearing it up, though, with Shazam, and all of AGG falls.
And that's actually, well, besides the fact that OpTic is now pretty much working towards the win, you know, Team AGG will have their final stand here with the full buy, but I think that's a perfect illustration of, like, how Shazam's developed as a player. He used to be so much more passive when he didn't have an op in his hands. And even when he had an op in his hands, he wouldn't be kind of the, you know, the initial guy in there. But you see Shazam a lot now, even though, like, Rush is their main entry fragger and Stanislav is usually involved in that as well. You do see Shazam taking a lot more aggressive roles, which I think suits him better. And I think that's a lot of the reason why he's performed better since he's been on this team in comparison to his past.
Naru just slightly damaged by that Molly, down to 74. He was trying to look for some information on the top of mid. But he actually never really saw them because that smoke on Catwalk gave a chance for Stanislaw and for Daps to actually move up behind that carriage. Daps, though, finally on that one-way smoke gets picked off by Ruru, and finally something works in favor of AGG. Ruru is the first one who usually die there on that T side, finally is the first one to get a kill into this round, so might not be a 16-6, who knows. We're looking towards the speed bomb side. Ocean gets one midair, quickly traded out though by Shazam, but Else is still inside that site. Whist on the first kill, but manages on the second one, including that bomb carrier. So now it's a 3v2. Stanislaw trying to lurk around, but little does he know that everybody already rotated on the CT side. He's coming up with that big flank. Nobody's watching it. This could be huge. Lines up the first one. Looks for the second one. Sprays across, but gets picked up by Ruru, who gets 2 kills this time. Nafly on the top of the B hulls. Goes for a nade, but that's a little bit too far from Ruru.
So now he's in a tricky 1v2 at this point.
Picks
try
up another
nade.
nade.
Still not hitting the right player, though, and so Ruru will take him out, and so AGG, they're not going to get 16-5. After 15 unanswered rounds by OpTic, AGG finally put another one out on the board. You got to wonder if it's a bit too late, though. The damage has already been done. I mean, OpTic, they still have plenty of money for a full buy here. Maybe if AGG can win this one, they might actually force some slight save, but I don't know. I think it's kind of inevitable at this point that OpTic should be able to put this one away relatively soon.
I'm very optimistic at the same time, so Invert has enough and could turn things around, but also I could be optic-mistic and say that they're going to just 16-6 it. It's going to be an op battle towards this mid side, and it's going to be both of them missing a shot, actually. So Invert just going to fall back a little bit on that ledge to watch towards that catwalk, but Nafly looking for an entry towards this A-bomb side. I don't even think they saw him move in there. So this could be huge for him so far. If they can actually keep Invert towards this jungle side, keep him busy towards the window, this could be huge. But then Nafly does manage to lose that fight against Ruru, who's been on point since the last 2 rounds. So maybe not too little too late. Let's see what happens now as Daps is going to look for an entry towards upper B. The rest of them are lurking up towards this catwalk for OG. So you'll see this catwalk to upper B split against 2 players of AGG inside B.
Yeah, they keep throwing this like really deep connector smoke, which is giving them the proper cover they need to get up the catwalk, and they've used it successfully once. They're going to try to do it here again. It's not looking too shabby, but Els is trying to put up a stand. He gets 1 kill, almost gets Shazam, but not quite enough damage dealt. That bomb will get planted now here, and this could be it. AGG need to make this retake work if they want to stay alive in this map. You see Invert trying to edge around the smoke here with this op, see if he can find anything. It's not landing. Twist will now push in towards the bench. He does find Rush, so it's starting to pan out just a little bit, but that evens it back up.
Nice. Somehow they still managed to hold it. Shazam and Daps getting the last 2 kills, and that ends this first map 16-6 in favor of OpTic Gaming versus AGG. And yes, we thought that maybe the damage has been done for AGG getting the first 5 rounds on T side, but then losing 15 in a row definitely puts that shift deep into your sides.
I thought you were about to say something else.
No.
A little bit more PG-13 than Shiv, but
No,
good recovery.
I just can't speak tonight, unfortunately.
That's fine, man. That's fine. Oh man, but anyway, was a pretty good game at the start, but then you can just see the scoreboard from round 6 onward. It was pretty much all OpTic, only dropping 1 round in 17 rounds played, so a very, very big run. And I have to say, while I'm not shocked that OpTic won, I think we predicted OpTic. I think we both predicted OpTic to win Mirage, or at least I did. I'm not sure if you ever like fully committed on an answer, but
I never fully commit on predictions, to be honest.
That's fine.
I try to, but then after failing a few times, I said, screw it. I don't want to drop any Moses, so I just let the game play.
Regardless, I thought it would be a little bit closer than that, especially the way the game started out. I really thought AGG were going to make a better run out of that, but OpTic just, they flipped the switch, they got back in form, and they all performed really well. No one was really lacking there. I mean, they were firing on all cylinders. There was no one that really struggled. Meanwhile, you look over at AGG, you look at the stats, and you can see Twist. He's still putting in his work. He's still doing his job. I feel like Invert was a lot more quiet this game than in the past. But there's always that debate, right? Was it the player that played poorly, and that's why they didn't get the numbers they needed, or was it just literally that their opponents were playing so well they were limited in being able to do what they normally could? So it's a little bit of both, I think. But regardless, it's a dominant win for OpTic in Map 1. And we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will have Map 2, which will be Inferno. We'll see if this will be a 2-0 series for OpTic or whether or not Boys over at AGG can force a third map on Dust too. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a moment.